How's it going, Pirate? Sorry I've been away so long from these build videos, but we're back. And today we're going to be working on the Star Trek shuttlecraft. So I can't wait to get started on that because we're going to be making a new vehicle. So I'm actually planning on making it into a medical shuttlecraft, but I'm doing a few little things that are different. So I'm adding a few other pieces and I'm making it my own vehicle so it fits into my world building. So I'm going to take you guys on that little trip. So let's dive in. So to make this new medical shuttle, there are two things we're going to need to be doing. The first is we're going to be combining the 1992 Playmates Shuttlecraft Type 6, and we're combining that with the Hasbro V19 Torrent from the Clone Wars. So we're going to combine both of these ships to make a new one. So let's dive into some of the steps that we're going to be taking.
A few moments later.
So despite all the mess, I did get a lot of stuff done. So the first thing we've done is we've cut out the portion of the cockpit. So now this whole canopy portion is out. Pirates from the future. I just want to let you guys know that I took it a step further than this and I cut out that middle section of the canopy so we were just left with the two engines. And back to our regular scheduled programming. We also took out the seat. Thankfully, it's all one piece, so I can now use this in another project. I may even be able to salvage this in a way and use that in another project as well. And then now we're left with this upper part of the starfighter. So what I'll be doing with this is on this portion here is where I'll be gluing on the Star Trek shuttle pod. I'll be gluing that on to that as a base. I'll also may need to put some putty underneath there if there's a gap, just that way it looks more like all one piece. And then we're going to add the lower portion of that, add back on the wings and everything, and then we're going to get closer to the vehicle that I want to get. I'll be repainting it all in white because I do want this to be a medical shuttle, but I kind of wanted to add like a mix between Star Wars and Star Trek, but still make it look like an overall sleek looking ship that fits into just about any type of sci-fi. So as you guys know, previously we painted this white and red. Now I am planning on sticking with that color theme. However, I'm going to be adding a little bit more red to it. So before we do any of that though, what I've just been doing right now off camera is looking to add these thrusters to either side. But what it does is that it has foldable wings, so the wings are actually attached to here and they go up and they go down. So I wanted this shuttle to have wings of that nature. So that bottom part of those wings are likely going to be painted red, but I just have to find out how I'm going to attach them to the shuttle body. Probably will use glue of some kind to attach it, or maybe plastic bond to see if I can get it to melt together, fuse together a little bit better. Still have to figure out that part. However, these sections definitely can be used. Now I have two of these. This one was incomplete anyways, so I used the wings from the other one that I have that was complete to attach to this one. And then this one, because it was also damaged, I decided to cut this one up instead of the other vehicle. So I still have the canopy for the other vehicle. I might turn that into another type of ship now that the wings are off of that one. So I still have to figure that out, because as you guys know, I love to make custom vehicles. I've been on hiatus for a while from doing that kind of stuff, so I've been motivated recently and I'm back to making vehicles. So this one's gonna have lights and everything, and then I'm gonna have to do the interior as well, because I was inspired by another creator who did an interior of his ship. So I'm planning on doing an interior of this one as well, adding some lighting on the inside. If I can, I'm going to try to add a computer monitor on there as well, and maybe on this side, instead of making like a counter, I might just make it a bed, so that way the patient can lie on there. So before we dive into more of the work that I have planned for the shuttle, let's take a closer look at what Off-World Creations did with his shuttle. It looks really cool. He made a medical shuttle as well. He was the one where I showed you the interior of the medical shuttle. So here are a few other shots of what he's done. As you can see, the color schemes are amazing. And I love the fact that he actually even added stairs in the front cockpit portion and an extra seat, so that way two people could sit at the front. I might add an extra seat, but I don't know if I'll be doing the whole stairs thing like he did there. But what I will be doing is looking to add another seat, maybe even adding some lighting inside the cockpit portion, just like you see in this image here. This is from another creator that I found on YouTube. He did an amazing job. It's not the same toy vehicle, this is an actual model. However, I think I should be able to recreate some of those things as well as the back end of the ship where he has those two benches. I would be adding like a computer terminal on one side and a bed on the other with maybe some storage space underneath that bed underneath the patient. So yeah, really cool stuff. Very inspired by these guys. So let's dive into the stuff that I plan on doing. So let's get started with the exterior of the ship. So we're going to be adding greeblies to it, of course, and the first part we're going to add is these lights. So we're going to glue those lights on top of the battery, which is going to be encased in a housing, and we'll add some greeblies to it to make it look even cooler. We're then going to glue the wings onto the lower portion of the ship, so that way we know it gets a nice good adherence to the vehicle. Now we also have lots of work to do on the interior, but I'm also thinking about whether or not I want to add some more red to the vehicle. Let's move to the interior of the vehicle. So right now, here's the setup that I have. Nothing is glued down, of course. Now on the right hand side, what I plan on doing is adding these cabinets and then having the stretcher sit right on top of it so that the patient has a place to lay down. Now the plan that I have for this stretcher, because it's really cool, it comes from like one of those True Hero types of things. I want it to look like the Andor stretcher where there's a droid that controls it, just like you see here. So this is what I want to do, but I also seen someone do a 3D version of it, 3D printed version of it, as you can see here. Looks really cool, and that's basically the look I'm going for right now. And then these cabinets here, all of these come from a Joy Toy Mecha Depot set, and they're actually really cool. So you have space for shelving and adding stuff, and here's where it's been used in the medical set. There they are in the background there. So I'm planning on using those on the right hand side of the ship. And then on the left hand side of the ship, what I'm planning on doing is having a computer console sit inside there, right in front of that seat. So the first thing I'm going to do is add this in there. This comes from another one of those True Hero types of things. It's going to sit flush against the wall back there. And I think it'll actually look really good. Maybe I can add some lighting to it and stuff like that just to make it a little bit more dynamic. Let's take a look on the inside of the vehicle so you can get an idea. So here's where the console is going to be with the seat. And then these stickers I'll be removing and adding something else. I'll be cutting the bottom so that I can raise it or lower it if I need to so that it sits better on the wall. Now on the front, I'm either going to remove the seat or move it forward and then move that seat behind it. Just like you see here. As you can see, there's the seating at the front and the seating at the back where Lifeline is sitting. I want to do the same kind of thing. So this is the flooring here. As I said, I need to shave these down to make sure that everything can sit flush so that these cabinets, when I put them in, they don't look all clunky like they do right now. So they'll be sitting flush at the back end of the vehicle. So I'm looking forward to being able to add those in there. I may shave down the back end on the ramp, but I'm not sure about that. And then the other thing I plan on doing is for the consoles that are on the front, I plan on drilling some holes and cutting those out. And then maybe even adding some transparencies with some computer printouts and that sort of thing on there so they fit right on top of these little holes. Well anyways, that's the plan that I have for the interior. So to continue on with that, on the ceiling of the vehicle, what I plan on doing is adding some more lighting on the top, just like you see in this shot right here. So yeah, it's going to look really cool. I can't wait to put all of this together. And that's the plan that I have so far. Well, that's all we have for you this time. The next one, part 2, will be actually putting everything together, adding electronics, and checking out the new paint job. Oh boy, that's the exciting part. So you definitely don't want to miss that. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And also click that like button, it definitely helps me out. And if you have ideas, please comment them in the comments so that way I can learn from you guys. I read each and every comment. It's not always in a timely fashion, but I read each and every one of them. Also, you can check out my part 1 of my speeder bike build right here. Part 2 is coming up very soon after our June and July monthly challenge is over, which you still have time to submit your creations. We've already gotten some really amazing speeder bikes and cars, I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. So you have until July 31st to submit 3 to 6 images to my Instagram account. You can either send it to my Whip Wednesday Live Instagram account, or you can send it to my _Pirates of the Galaxy Instagram account. I already got some amazing submissions, man. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Well, until next time, take care, pirates.
We are pirates!